Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Makisha at Sister Biz Global Network. And listen, a lot of y'all are out here killing it, bringing in the sales and revenues now, and I'm so proud of you. But when you get to the back end of your business, maybe your processes are broken and it's a little chaotic and you want to know what to do about it. Maybe your team isn't executing the way that you want them to. Or maybe you feel like you could never take a vacation or everything would fall apart. Well, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how standard operating procedures are your freedom ticket in business and how they can help with all of the problems I just named. So to give you some context, SOPs are really a great way to help you create a turnkey organization. And by turnkey organization, I just mean that at the end of the day, from sunrise to sundown, someone else could run your business in your absence because there are systems and function and processes in place for all the functions to run the business. That's why it's called turnkey, because they could buy your business or be in your business and just stick a key in, which is the tools and the documents and the SOPs you give them, turn it, and then it works, it runs. And so you want to create a turnkey business because you want to be able to go on vacation, you want to be able to get out of the business, you want to be able to live the lifestyle you want to live, and possibly even sell the business to an investor in the future. And that's going to make your business more sellable and create more of an asset out of your business for you. Basically, I want to kind of walk you through and just really get clear on what an SOP is before we get to the rest of this series where we'll talk all about SOPs. And so SOPs are basically also known as standard operating procedures, and they're step-by-step instruction so that your team or the person completing the task and the function know exactly what to do step by step for the different functions in your business. They are outline the steps so that the steps can be done consistently every time the way you do it. A lot of us are solopreneurs. We're passing on a task, or we want to pass on a task, or some of the things that are on our plate, but we feel like, who's going to do it like I'm going to do it? Who's going to do it the proper way? And who's going to make sure that, my customers are happy or that the function is complete the right way? And so it's step-by-step instruction to make sure that happens. It's a documented process. So it's important to know that SOPs are really about getting it out of your head and onto paper or onto video, because we can use video these days. It's about getting the task out and on paper so that your employees have it, not only when you're training them face to face and you're working with them and actually training them, but after you leave their presence, they always have that documentation to refer to when they're executing on tasks. And so making sure that your processes are documented, that's what SOPs are for you. And then finally, they are not just about the step-by-step outline of a task or function, but it's also about writing down the guidelines and the standards for that function. So what I mean by that is that I may give you the 3 steps to take to complete a function, but will you complete each function, at the level of quality that I would and in the ways that I would? And do you know the do's and the don'ts? You'd be surprised how you think something is super clear because you outline the steps, but if you don't tell them how each step is done or what the guidelines and the standards are for each step, how simple tasks can be executed inconsistently or differently depending on who's doing it. And so your standard operating procedures outline the steps and then also give guidelines and standards for how to do the task. They talk about who's doing the task, when to perform the task, how frequently to perform the task, and what tools to use when you're performing the task, what the prerequisites for the task are. Standard operating procedures really get clear on those sorts of things so that the work is done the way you want it consistently in your absence. And if you were to sell the business, your investor could pick up and run the business the way you did and have the same success that you did when you were running it. So those are standard operating procedures. If this is helpful and if you want to learn more about standard operating procedures, check out our future videos where we're going to talk to you about how to create standard operating procedures easily. The link is in the bottom of this YouTube video, and make sure to subscribe and check us out because we release new tips each week.